Hey everybody, welcome to that scouting guide. Today I'm going to do an all-22 film breakdown on the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Denver Broncos. So on this play right here, you have a two wide receiver set. You have an I formation by the Las Vegas Raiders. You're going to have a motion by Devontae Adams, the receiver. And that's what Josh McDaniels likes to use in his offenses, is a lot of motion. So you're going to see number 17 come in motion right here. It's going to be a run play to the top of your screen right here. I thought that the Broncos' run defense was very solid throughout this entire game in spurts. Right here, you're going to see Josie Jewell does a very good job against Jacoby Johnson, the fullback, ripping and shedding off of his block and making the tackle here. Him, Josie Jewell, and Alex Singleton do a very good job of closing that gap that hole that was opening up for the Raiders there. So a very good play by the linebacking defense by the Denver Broncos. You're going to see right here for motion with Devontae Adams. You're going to see the rip and shed by Josie Jewell. And then you're going to have Alex Singleton come in and make a very sound tackle right there. I really like what these two do together when they're going forward, but when they're playing coverage and or they're going lateral, I really don't like them in that setting. But if they're going straight ahead, they're a very good run defense unit. So on this play right here, you have number 87 coming in motion, another I formation, two wide receivers set for the Raiders. I do not like what these corners did throughout the entire game. It's going to be a quick slant pass to Devontae Adams. I've said coming out of Alabama that Patrick Surtain struggles with underneath routes, and that is exactly what happened throughout this entire game. The Raiders did a very good job of picking on Patrick Surtain underneath, and that's something that Patrick Surtain needs to refine in his game. You also have Damari Mathis, who struggled throughout this entire game. I just really don't like how the coaches put these corners in position. I just like how the corners play more man-to-man and a lot of bump and run, and they're very physical at the line of scrimmage. That's the type of corner that I like. I don't like how far these corners play off in this system. So you're going to have number 87 come in motion. It's going to be a quick pass to Devontae Adams. Again, that is something that a lot of teams around the NFL are going to exploit, and they have exploited ever since Patrick Surtain's come into the NFL. And again, I also don't like what I saw from Josie Jewell here on this play. You're going to see how the motion causes both of them to slide to the left here, or to the right, I'm sorry. You see how they both slide? Alex Singleton's responsibility is to have this side of the field. Josie Jewell's responsibility is to have this hash of the field. That's what I'm talking about with these linebackers. They're not great coverage linebackers instinctually. And you're going to see right here, it's just a quick dink and dunk slant pass to Devontae Adams. Okay, on this play right here, you have an extra lineman right here, and that's what the Raiders did throughout this entire game, is that an extra lineman. You have a tight end right here, and you have a two wide receiver set, single back formation with Josh Jacobs. And it's just going to be a quick quarterback sneak for the first down. Okay, on this play right here, you have another two wide receiver set, single back formation. Again, extra lineman, another tight end. Okay, so this is the play where Justin Simmons gets beat over the top again, and you've seen this ever since he's come into the league. I don't understand what people see in Justin Simmons. I don't. Just because he's a Denver Broncos player, to me, he's not a great safety. And people hold him to the standards of a great safety, and so I'm going to critique him in a way of great safety, and he's not a great safety in my opinion. So you're going to see right here how Patrick Surtain and Justin Simmons do a very good job of recognizing that Justin Simmons' responsibility is to come down and help Patrick Surtain here. But you're going to see right here on this play, it's going to be a quick rollout. Patrick Surtain realizes that it's going to be a quick pick play by Davante Adams. So automatically, Justin Simmons should recognize that he has help with Patrick Surtain right here. And you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about, that Justin Simmons does this quite frequently, where the Denver Broncos content creators that don't show you the all-22 film don't show you our plays like this, where they don't critique Justin Simmons in this way, where you see how both of them go over to Jakobi Meyers' side. That's what I'm talking about. Justin Simmons' instinctuality is very, very poor, and as a safety, you need to have instinctuality in terms of where you are at on the field and help over the top. And you're going to see how Davante Adams just sneaks out of the backfield here because Justin Simmons leaves his man, and Justin Simmons recognizes that, and he's too late to read and react, and Kareem Jackson makes the play. I also heard a lot of Denver Bronco people say that Kareem Jackson had a bad day. I disagree with you guys fully, because I thought Kareem Jackson had to help out Justin Simmons more than Justin Simmons had to help out Kareem Jackson throughout this entire game. And also, I want to challenge a lot of Denver Bronco fans. If you think Justin Simmons had a great day today, can you show me with the all-22 film or the condensed film where Justin Simmons had a good day today? Because I don't see that on the all-22 film here that the coaches use. Okay, on this play right here, you have a 2 wide receiver set, single tight end, I formation. The Raiders like to run a lot of I formation. Motion again by number 87. Run. I thought Jonathan Cooper had a very good game. I really like how Jonathan Cooper sets the edge here. Jonathan Cooper's right here. And a lot of the runs that the Raiders had success on were on Randy Gregory's side of the field. But Jonathan Cooper does a very good job of setting this edge right here. Number 87 coming to motion. You see how he sets the edge right here, blows up 2 blocks. And that gives number 27 to Damari Mathis and Alex Singleton the freedom to set the edge here. So that was caused by Jonathan Cooper on that play. You're going to see Jonathan Cooper right here. You're going to see number 87 coming in motion right here. And you're going to see how he blows up 2 blocks. 1, 2. And then that causes him to bounce outside. And then that helps these 3 guys right here maintain the edge. Jonathan Cooper is a very, very good technical player. I like Jonathan Cooper a lot. Okay, on this play right here, 2 wide receiver set, another I formation, single tight end. Again, Randy Gregory's side of the field. Randy Gregory is lined up right here. Randy Gregory does a poor job of not recognizing that because he just tries to go for the sack. And you see right here, he doesn't do a very good job of redirecting his pass rush to close this gap right here. Usain Bassey does a very good job of shooting this gap, though. I was very impressed with Usain Bassey in run defense in this, especially as a nickel dime player. You're going to see right here how he does a very good job of shooting that gap, making the tackle there. And it was a missed block by Jakobi Meyers, number 16. So on this play right here, again, you have a 3 wide receiver set. You're going to have Jakobi Meyers come in motion again. Single tight end. Again, look at all the room here. Davante Adams is going to be wide open here, and also you have a running back, Amir Abdullah, coming out in the flats. Also, you have Hunter Renfrow right here. I would have threw it to Hunter Renfrow on this play. But there's no interior pass rush. The one thing that a lot of Denver Bronco fans that just watch the games as fans that they don't recognize is that you need to have interior pass rush on a defense. That's going to make your defense a lot better. Just look at the Jets. Just look at the Browns. Teams like that have very sound interior pass rush. But Jimmy Garoppolo left a lot on the field too for the Raiders. But look at, you can have the best edge talent in the world, but if you don't have interior pass rush, that is exactly what's going to happen. I've seen this throughout, 7, 8 years with the Denver Broncos, where they haven't replaced a guy like Malik Jackson, and quarterbacks just do this to them because they can just step up in the pocket and run. But also, Jimmy Garoppolo needs to be held accountable here because there were plays that he left out on the field. You have a guy running wide open right here. You had Renfrow running a slant route. You had Devontae at the bottom of your screen here. So there were plays that Jimmy Garoppolo left on the field. And you see how Jimmy Garoppolo just, all he has to do, because these two guys are going to pinch, all he has to do is step up into the pocket and run because there's no interior pass rush to speak of. Okay, on this play right here, you have a 2 wide receiver set. Jacoby Johnson, the fullback, is right here, lined up by Colby Miller, the left tackle. Coming in motion right here. Run play. Good play by Alex Singleton moving forward and making the tackle there. Saved a touchdown. You see how Josie Jewell gets gobbled up here. The one thing about these linebackers is if you get hands on them consistently, they have a hard time ripping and shedding off of their block. They're not consistent. All right, right here, you have a 2 wide receiver set, single tight end, extra lineman for blocking. Again, they had no success. Alex Singleton on this drive in run defense did a very good job. Also, Jonathan Cooper, too. Again, they cannot run on Jonathan Cooper's side of the field at all throughout this entire game. It was very difficult for the Raiders. See how he's setting that edge and he has to bounce outside? Because a lot of people don't really understand what setting the edge is. And also, a lot of people don't really understand how it helps the linebackers and the other players on the defense. Because if you can maintain and set that edge, it's going to have the vision of the ball carrier, especially Josh Jacobs, who admitted after the game that his ball carrier vision was very poor. It's going to cause plays like this throughout the entire game. Okay, so this is going to be a touchdown pass by Jimmy Garoppolo. You have a 1, 2, 3, 4 wide receiver set, tight end right here. It's going to be on Damari Mathis' side of the field. I am not a big fan of Damari Mathis. To me, Damari Mathis is a better safety than he is a corner. That's what I said in my film breakdown on Denver Broncos Mile High View. I encourage you guys to go check that out. Damari Mathis, I believe, is a better safety than a corner. Again, another player playing out of position, and this was a John Elway draft pick. And he just gets beat one-on-one by Jacoby Myers, who ate his lunch the entire game. And there's no pass rush to speak of whatsoever. Touchdown Raiders. All right, I'm going to go to the first drive for the Denver Broncos. So throughout the entire first half, I really liked what Sean Payton did offensively. To me, what you saw in the first half is more Sean Payton football. I really like how Sean Payton used a lot of 12 personnel, 3 tight ends, and how he used them in the blocking scheme, in the pass game scheme. It was really enjoyable to watch and to watch Sean Payton run his offense effectively in the first half. So you're going to see right here, you're going to have Austin Trotman coming in motion right here. You have 2 tight ends on the field and 2 wide receivers. This is Greg Dulcich, Trotman, Sutton, and Mims, I believe. No, that is Cortland Sutton. That's Humphrey. So I correct myself. That is a miscommunication on my part, but you're going to see right here how he throws at the Trotman right here. There he is right here. Good, quick read, booyah. That is something that the Denver Broncos need to do more consistently throughout the year. Run the football, establish the running game, and get the ball out quick out of Russell Wilson's hands. This is exactly what Seattle did with him when he was up in Seattle. The quick passing game and relying on the running game. Okay, on this play right here, look, I also like what Sean Payton did, drawing up his offensive scheme of how close the receivers are to the linemen. I really enjoyed that a lot. It's something new that we haven't seen in a while, and to me right here, this formation right here is more of the Sean Payton offense right here. Number 17 coming in motion. Play action pass. All right, he's going to be throwing it to number 89, Johnson, who I was really impressed by in this game. He was able to get to the second level with ease. He had no problem getting to the second level. And this notion that we missed Jerry Jeudy, to me, is a false narrative that's being put out by the Denver Broncos, because to me, I just don't think Jerry Jeudy is a good receiver. I think he's overhyped and overrated. And you had 89 Humphrey or Johnson and number 17 Humphrey, who had better games, in my opinion, than what we've seen from Jerry Jeudy in the past 2 to 3 years. And I really like how Russell Wilson and the offense was spreading the ball around. It wasn't just going to one receiver. It was going to multiple people, the tight ends and other receivers on this team. So a very good read and a very good throw by Russell Wilson here. And motion is a part of the Sean Payton system as well. Play action, 1-2, get the ball out quick. Good. Good play. Okay, right here again, another jumbo set formation. 2 tight end sets. Running play. Good run. Up the B gap there. That's a very good run by Javonte Williams. Good ball carrier vision, and also how he plants his foot and just goes forward here. Good crack back block by number 82, Trotman. And look at that hole that's opening up here. And Lloyd Cushenberry does a very good job of getting on that linebacker there, and it helps Javonte get more yardage on that play. Very good play, very good instinctuality by number 79, Lloyd Cushenberry, who I've been hard on coming out of LSU. Right here, pushes him. Number 41, he's going to read that, plants his foot, and then he goes in between the B gap there. Right there. Good play by Cushenberry. Good blocking up front, interior-wise, for the Denver Broncos offensive line. And also, the defensive line for the Raiders is not very good. Myself, Denver Broncos Mile High View, and Mile High Bubble all were wrong about the Raiders' defensive line because of how they played in the preseason. So that is something that I will say that I was wrong about. The Raiders' defensive line did not show up in this game. Neither did the Broncos' defensive line either. And they're not free of blame either. Again, another tight end. Look how close the formation is. You got the fullback Burton right here. Running it. Love it. First down. That should be a first down for the Broncos. I thought the run blocking for the interior of the Broncos offensive line was very good. The pass blocking sets for the Broncos, I believe, was very, very inconsistent. And when they faced a better defensive line, like what you're going to see with the Commanders, that's something that the Commanders are going to give the Broncos fits. The Broncos pass blocking unit is not very good. I think the best consistent offensive lineman you have is number 77 right here, Quinton Miners. Okay, again, look at this. You have an extra lineman, 2 tight ends, single receiver here. Again, I love the formation by the Denver Broncos here. Number 19 Mims coming in motion. Play action pass. Again, Garrett Bowles, this should be a hold on Garrett Bowles. He does his best clotheslining impersonation. His technique on this play is horrible. Again, you aren't going to get away with that when you face the better teams in the National Football League. These are going to be called. And it just blows my mind that these plays were not called consistently throughout the entire game. And also, this is going to be a play where Russell Wilson, again, you still see those signs where he holds onto the ball too long, and that is something that Russell Wilson is and will always be. And he's also a one-read quarterback, and he's trying to go for the deep ball. But again, you have a guy like McAllister, who's the third running back on the roster, and you want to do a halfback screen here, a halfback dump out that they're going to try to do with Javonte. I just don't understand some of the player personnel decisions that if you were going to run plays like this, you don't have, like, this is why you need an Alvin Kamara, in my personal opinion, because plays like this would benefit a guy like Alvin Kamara, but Javonte is not a pass-catching type of back. You can see he's holding on the ball too long. Pressure's coming up. Ben Powers has been very disappointing since he's come over from the Baltimore Ravens. And just terrible all the way around for this offense on that play. Terrible. You're going to see Garrett Bowles here. His technique is awful. That should be a flag. That should be a flag. You see how that should be a flag right there. And then you have what's-his-face. Powers is getting pushed back. Again, he's wide open, but again, Russell Wilson is holding on to the ball too long, which causes him to overthrow Javonte. Again, Javonte is not a pass-catching back. Okay, on this play, again, tight formation, single tight end, number 19, Marvin Mims coming in motion here. Good right there. Wide open. That's one of the better throws I've seen Russell Wilson throw throughout his entire time in Denver so far, is a throw like that. That was a very good, quick read. That is Sean Payton football right there. And for all the fans that want to go 20-plus yards, these are the plays that we're talking about that will set up the eventual highlight reels that you guys want. These are the plays that I look at that will set up those 20-plus yard plays. It's not because Jerry Jeudy is out. That goes throughout the entire National Football League. You need to set up an identity of what you are offensively to set up those big plays downfield. Okay, on this play right here, you have a 1, 2, 3, 4 wide receiver set. Man, I just do not like what's-his-face, McGlinchey in pass protection. Watch how he gets bulldozed. But watch, again, this also goes to the Raiders. I don't understand why you're playing this far off. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan of that because that gives the receiver and or receivers all the time in the world to run their route. I like corners that play bump and run coverage, that are physical at the line of scrimmage, that make it difficult for the receivers to do their job. Those are the type of corners that I like. That's why I think Jair Alexander for the Green Bay Packers is the best corner in football because of how physical he is and how consistent he is at the line of scrimmage, and also how he locks players down with fluidity. And to me, Patrick Surtain is more of a stiffer version of Jair Alexander, who is he just doesn't, there are certain plays that offenses can run against him that he can't make up for he's just very tight up top, in my opinion, in the hips. I like fluidity. And look at Mike McGlinchey. Throughout this entire game, nobody's going to talk about this, where Mike McGlinchey and Garrett Bowles both struggled in the pass blocking phase. You also have a guy running free right here, but again, number 89. Good. I really liked what I saw from Johnson, number 89, for the Broncos when he was given the opportunities. But watch Mike McGlinchey on this play. Very poor pass protection, very poor technique. Again, you paid this guy a lot of money who doesn't fit your system, who is more of a West Coast zone running, agile right tackle, and you're expecting him to be more of a pass protecting right tackle, and it's plays like this that's going to get your quarterback killed. I was not a big fan of the Mike McGlinchey signing at all. For that very reason, because the Broncos are expecting him to be the right tackle that is going to be a pass protecting right tackle. Okay, on this play, you have a 1-2-3 wide receiver set. Single tight end, Greg Dulcich. So they're spreading out the Raiders. This throw by Russell Wilson is very poor timing and very poorly thrown by Russell Wilson here. That is a poorly thrown ball. Okay, another jumbo set right here. You have 3 tight ends on the field. Love it. Love the 12-player personnel here. Dulcich coming in motion here. It's going to be about 2 to 3 yard gain. Also, a lot of people want to get rid of Greg Dulcich. You guys wanted him, and you guys said he was going to be the next Travis Kelce, which was an absurd take that I heard from the Denver Bronco fans. It's just, you guys need to understand that these prospects that are coming in need to go to the right situation. Need to go to the right situation to have success. Okay, 2 tight end set. 2 wide receivers. Love the close personnel here. 19 coming to motion. Mims. Play action. Again, the Denver Broncos still struggle with screens. This is a poor block attempt by Ben Powers. Man, Ben Powers has been very disappointing, and I was very high on that Ben Powers signing. He's been very, very disappointing. It's just poor block attempt by Powers. Okay, another jumbo set player personnel. 2 tight. He's going to have Dulcich at the sideline here. Again, look at these. Again, if you don't have interior pass rush, all he has to do is step up in the pocket. That's why interior pass rushing is so important in today's NFL. That's why it is so important in today's NFL to have interior pass rush. If you don't have that, quarterbacks can just step up into the pocket. So look at the technique by Garrett Bowles here. Again, to me, that's just more of, that should be holding on Bowles. And you have, again, it's just how these refs gave Bowles all this wiggle room to hold just blows my mind. Bowles' technique has gotten way worse since Mike Munchak left. It's just so bad. Okay, on this play right here, you have a 1, 2, 3, 4 set here. Dulcich is right here. Tight end Trotman, 2 wide receivers, top of your screen. Really love the jumbo set personnel. Here we go. Run the ball. Poor block by Dulcich, who is not known as a blocker coming out of UCLA. Poor block. And everybody said he was going to be a gold jacket type of player, which was absurd. Good play by Hobbs, number 39. I really liked what Hobbs did, number 39, for the Raiders, a slot corner. Okay, 3 wide receiver jumbo set right here. Cortland Sutton, top of your screen. Halfback draw. Again, Cushenberry getting pushed back. But because of the ball carrier vision of Javonte, he does a very good job of bouncing it outside. Watch Cushenberry get pushed back here. So watch Lloyd Cushenberry get pushed back on this play right here for the Denver Broncos. Number 79. Number 33, Javonte has good ball carrier vision on this play, but watch Lloyd Cushenberry get pushed back here. Right there. Perfect example of why I believe that we can get a better center than Lloyd Cushenberry, because the center is the one that has the point of attack. Again, the offensive line, again, is going to be facing a better defensive line coming up in Washington, and I just don't think the Broncos will be able to get away with plays like this. The Raiders and the refs tried to give the Broncos this game, in my opinion. So you got the 1, 2, 3, 4 wide receiver set. Again, you have a guy wide open right here. You also have number 17 that was wide open for a split second there. But Russell Wilson does a very good job avoiding pressure. And again, this offensive line for the Broncos and pass pro has really struggled. So did, again, Mike McGlinchey, yet again on the same drive, has had 3 plays where he's looked like crap. And he finds Trotman. Very good play by Russell Wilson. But again, it's plays like this where I hope people understand that this defense for the Raiders isn't in the same stratosphere as the Washington Commanders. I'm just letting people know that right here, right now. Their pass defense for the Commanders is a lot better than what you saw with the Raiders. Again, look at Mike McGlinchey's poor technique again. Again, that holding, that should have been a holding call. Just poor technique all the way around. Okay, love these jumbo set formations from Sean Payton, how he's integrated that. Again, Cushenberry getting pushed back yet again. And this was by number 41, the middle linebacker. Watch him just blow up Lloyd Cushenberry on this play right here. Watch him right here. Oh, man, that is not good. That is just poor all the way around for Cushenberry. So they get pushed back. Wilson does a very good job. In my personal opinion, and I know this isn't going to be a popular take, but I really liked what Russell Wilson did in terms of escaping pressure and keeping plays alive in a smart, methodical way, if that makes any sense. I really enjoyed watching Russell Wilson in a smart, methodical play, and those were set up with the plays that were previously going on this same drive, where you had the quick passing game, where you had them get Russell Wilson very comfortable in what he was doing offensively. So I really enjoyed that aspect of Russell Wilson in this game, where he was smart and methodical when he was rolling out. He wasn't trying to force anything. He was just very smart and methodical on this drive. And that was set up with the previous plays earlier, where they were getting him comfortable with those quick throws, all that. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you get a quarterback comfortable and an offense comfortable, is just run the football, quick throws, easy plays. So very good job on the Broncos on this drive. There were things that I liked, but there was also things that could be cleaned up. Again, Mike McGlinchey really struggles with that inside move, but Russell Wilson does a very good job of avoiding that, recognizing that, getting outside, keeping the play alive. He sees Humphrey, number 17, right there. It didn't seem to me that they missed Jerry Jeudy at all. But also you had Cortland Sutton right there as well as a safety valve if number 17 was covered. So very good play by all parties involved. Okay, so here we go for the Raiders' second drive of the game. You have a 2 wide receiver set. Number 17, Davante Adams coming in motion. Davante Adams does a very poor job of blocking here. So you have Josh Jacobs who's going to catch the ball. Davante Adams' responsibility is to block this corner, or this safety, and Kareem Jackson, my apologies, does a very poor job of doing that. So again, Raiders using a lot of motion. Again, what I think the Raiders left a lot on the field was attacking the middle of the defense here for the Denver Broncos. If I'm the offense coordinator, I would be attacking the middle of the defense. This defense is wanting to be thrown on. It's a poor pass defense unit. Very poor. And just run the football here. Good. Again, that's what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody wants to say that this run defense for the Broncos was outstanding. There were cracks in the armor that I think the good teams and the better O-lines in the league will exploit moving forward. So that is something that this defense needs to clean up. Do I think that they have the player personnel to do that? Absolutely not. But again, Josie Jewell mistimes it here, gets eaten up, and then you're going to have Singleton right here. It's, again, those are the plays that I started to see in the second half starting to become more and more prevalent throughout the entire second half that benefited the Raiders. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 wide receiver set. Another halfback draw. Very good missed tackle by Stearns. Missed tackle by Stearns. And then he gets hurt with a torn labrum. I'm a big fan of Caden Stearns. I know a lot of Denver Bronco fans. No, he's not. He sucks. To me, I think Caden Stearns is a very good player. He has a lot more instinctuality and more play recognition than Justin Simmons, in my opinion. That's just what I've seen on film. And I just, again, it just sucks to see a guy like Caden Stearns, get hurt because he has a lot of promise. And I think he would be a great replacement for Justin Simmons, because if you remember when Justin Simmons was out, Caden Stearns played a lot better than Justin Simmons. And I think Justin Simmons did not deserve to come back in the starting lineup. But just because of his name, Justin Simmons, he was inserted back, in Denver Bronco fans. Denver Bronco people would have been very upset if Caden Stearns was still on that field, because Justin Simmons, their fanboy, I'm not a big fan of Justin Simmons. I think he's just vastly overrated. Again, I just don't like this off coverage by Mathis. I hate it. I don't like it. Motion by, and they're just going to attack it. Look, they're just going to attack it. This is what happens. And then you have Justin Simmons. Again, stats with context. Now, this is something that I would like to bring up, and then I'll end this all-22 film breakdown. Stats with context, okay? Everybody wants to talk about Josie Jewell and how he racks up all these tackles. My God, he's the next Randy Gradishar. He's the next Al Wilson. He's the next DJ Williams. Stats with context matter. You're going to see on this play, if Mathis does not make the tackle here because of how poor he was off-ball coverage-wise, who was going to make that stop downfield? Downfield. Josie Jewell. It wasn't going to be Simmons. It was going to be Josie Jewell and or Alex Singleton that made the play before Justin Simmons could. Stats with context matters. That's why I'm correlating it to Josie Jewell here. Because everybody says, my God, he racks up all these great tackles, all the above. I want people to understand that stats with context matter. Stats with context matter. Again, and when you have no one, look at the pass rush. Pass rush is absolutely garbage. And look, all Garoppolo has to do here is step up into the pocket. He has a clean pocket. Again, this was both for Russell Wilson and Jimmy Garoppolo that I believe both led a lot on the field, in my personal opinion. They both did. But more Garoppolo because he had easy completions that he could have got the offense going, himself going. But yet again, they're attacking what side of the field? Justin Simmons' side of the field. If Justin Simmons was this great safety, then you wouldn't have opposing coordinators, offense coordinators, or opposing quarterbacks or players specifically drawing up plays to attack his side of the field. This is Justin Simmons. This isn't Kareem Jackson's side of the field. This is Justin Simmons' side of the field. 3 wide receiver sets spreading out the Denver Broncos. Again, what side of the field? Justin Simmons' side of the field. Okay, number 87 coming in motion. They love to run those motion plays. Again, go Josh Jacobs wide open here. You also had Devontae Adams right here. If he would have just stepped up more in that pocket, he had him wide open right here on Surtain. See, again, stats with context matter. Everybody wants to say that Patrick Surtain shut down Devontae Adams. If Jimmy Garoppolo was more of an improviser as a quarterback and understood these routes and was able to step up into the pocket and held the ball, he had Devontae Adams for a big gain right here, right in the middle of the field. But instead, he goes to Josh Jacobs. But everybody wants to talk about the great Justin Simmons. He misses another tackle. Justin Simmons is a very poor tackler. Very poor. Missed tackle? Again, that's not the mark of a good safety. You have to be consistent in what your game presents. And I don't think that Justin Simmons' game presents any problems for an opposing offense. Sorry. I know that might offend some people. It will definitely offend Bronco fans because if Justin Simmons was not on the Denver Broncos, he would not be in the role that he is with the Denver Broncos. Sorry. I hate to break some Bronco fans' hearts, but that's just the reality of the situation. But yet again, I'm also going to critique Jimmy Garoppolo on this play, where if he just steps up into the pocket more, instead of just standing there, he had Devontae Adams wide open in the middle of the field, which caused a bigger gain. But again, he wants to go to Jacobs, and then there's everybody's favorite safety in Denver and Justin Simmons. I just never been a big fan of Justin Simmons kind of out of Boston College. There's a reason why he was end of a third round pick. He wasn't highly touted coming in the NFL. He's not technically sound as a safety at all. And I challenge the Denver Bronco fans to provide me all 22 film of Justin Simmons in this Raider game being consistent. Being consistent. Down to down per basis being consistent. Because you guys hold him to a high standard, I'm going to hold him in a high standard watching this film. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about this all 22 film breakdown on the Denver Broncos versus the Las Vegas Raiders. I just thought there was a lot left on the field for both teams, but the Raiders and the refs tried to give the Denver Broncos this game, and the Denver Broncos, per usual, found a way to lose because they're a losing organization right now, and until they get their act together, I think that this is just going to be the norm for the Denver Broncos moving forward, and you guys will continue to be disappointed.